Hey, welcome to Aussie Online Growing on Shopify. This is episode 136. This is part 2 of last week's episode. I'm not even going to give you an intro this week because I feel like I waffled on for 12 minutes when I was looking at the clock. Last week, episode 135, all about why this is critical work for you in growing online in 2025. Like critical, not even just a good idea like last year, but critical. So if you are looking for the thing that could make the difference to your online store, your Shopify store, your small Aussie business online in 2025, in the second half of 2025, this episode could be it. And this episode 136 is all about the creative work you need to be doing in feeding the Meta machine. Meta is, I heard someone say Meta is a furnace and not a campfire anymore. It truly is. And the billions of data points it has on billions of users, your customers are out there. They absolutely are. And Meta has got more skills, more knowledge, more AI. It's like better equipped than ever to find your customers online, like ever in the history of Meta. So please lean into this work. If you're not sure why you should, or if you can't be bothered to, if you don't think it's valuable, go back and listen to episode 135, then come here. Because now I'm going to tell you all about how you take one image and you get a heap of variations to test in ads. And if you don't run ads, at the very least, put one of these on your social channels every day for the next month. Maybe not every day because they all might be slightly similar. But if you change them up enough, then at least get yourself some organic social media content if you don't already have a organic content strategy, if you don't already publish regularly on organic channels, then take one image and do this work. Don't go and listen to another episode about inspiration for how to create content. Don't go follow more content creators who want to help you build your brand on TikTok or on Reels and binge watch all the information, because you will just feel even more paralyzed that you don't know where to start. Please start here today. If you are listening to this episode, then save it, email it to yourself, and do this work in the next week with one image. I want you to use one image. I want you to create lots of variations of the one piece of content to now test in Meta and use in ads and in organic social media to feed the Meta machine. So let's do this. Okay, you have one image. The first variation you're going to do is you're going to zoom in on part of it. This is it, people. We are doing variations to stretch the content we have and to give Meta a different avenue to find a new user, or a way of using your content that you're going to create in these variations to connect with a different user on Meta's platforms. Like, and remember, Meta is not Facebook. Like, this is not talking about Facebook advertising. This is Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Marketplace, and all the other places that Meta has audience as well, where your ads can appear. So take your image, zoom in on part of it. That is honestly the first one I want you to do. And for me, with my e-commerce store, because I sell craft supplies, I'm in a crafting, hobbing niche, I could do this and really highlight the texture or the pattern of something. So what sort of products do you sell? Even clothing or fashion or homewares or beauty. What do you sell? What can you use as, what image do you have that you can now zoom in on part of it to really highlight something about it? The label, the texture, the container, the fabric, the weave, the color, all those sorts of things. That's the first variation. So this is simple. It's how simple as it's going to be. This will take you about a day of work. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is time consuming but free. Remember, it's time consuming, but it's still free to get this stuff out on Meta. I mean, if you're going to pay for ads, that's entirely different. You come to me and I'll do this work for you and test these variations for you with some paid traffic. Like, if you're going to put the work in for a day doing this, then come and book a discovery call with me and let me run these 10 or 15 variations you now have as ads over the next 30 days with a daily budget. It could be even a small daily budget, like $10 a day up to $100 a day, depending how many variations you've got. If you're going to run $100 a day in ads, you want lots of variations at once, so we're going to burn through these quicker. But if you're only spending $10 a day, we can stretch these variations out over a longer period of time. And we could use all the variations you're going to spend a day creating could do you for a month's worth of ads. Imagine where your business could be in 1 month's time if you do this work and you put these out into the ecosystem for Meta to use to find your customers online. Like, it is possible, people. Like, this is for real important work for Meta to find your customers. You will not regret this work, I promise you. The next one is some text overlay on the images. So you've got your original image, now do some text overlay straight over the top of the image. And of course, you could experiment with this. You could either have it at the top of the image, straight over the middle of the image, in the corner of the image. Change it up. You really want a hook. So give it some meaning. So don't just put a text overlay of the product name. If it's a product photo, let's assume you've got a product photo. Don't just put the product name over the photo you have, but give it some personality. Help Meta use it to find your ideal customer. So can you use a hook? Can you talk to your ideal customer in whatever text you add to your image that will help Meta match that image with the right user? So do that as a text overlay. And of course you should do you could at least do 2 options for this. ChatGPT will be your best friend. Go and get some ideas for what text overlay you can use. Upload your photo to ChatGPT or Gemini or wherever you use and get it to give you some different text overlay hook ideas. I wouldn't be surprised if you end up with 5 decent ones that you're happy to use, and that's boom, 5 bits of content you've got straight away there to test. You could also filter the photo and do the same thing. So if you want to change the lighting and make it moody or make it bright, make it sepia or make it buzzy, and I don't know, all the different things you can do with filters, that'll give you another variation again. You could animate the text. That's another variation again. So now you've got a photo. You've added a text overlay that's just not the name of the product but a hook. And now you've animated that text as well. And so that's become a video. So now you've taken the one image and you've got 2 variations plus the first one you started with. So you see how we are snowballing this. This is meant to snowball. As you do this more and more, you'll be thinking of even more ways that you can edit this one photo. I can't tell you the list I have now of ways to edit product photos that I'm absolutely testing for the next 30 days on Meta. 100% I will be. The next one is, can you use mock-ups? Can you do something digitally simulated in Canva or something? Can do a mock-up with the photo? Can you remove the background and then add it to some mock-up background as well? Can you use your photo in some sort of in-use other way to create a different variation of it as a mock-up? So can you do that as well? That will get you a different variation again. Can you add some seasonal flair? I talked about this last week with the video. Can you apply a seasonal lens to it? So winter, can you apply a winter lens to this product photo? If we're going into spring, can you apply a spring filter or feel or edit to the photo? Can you add some stickers to it? Can you add some text? Can you add a GIF? Can you add an animated sticker? A border? Can you do a border? Is there anything you can do that just really reframes this image in a seasonal manner? Hey, what's the very next step for you in growing online? If you have an e-commerce store or you're looking for clients, you have a service-based business, you can reach out to me for one-on-one support on a project-by-project basis. I'm like an anti-agency, little mini agency on my own. I don't offer long retainer packages for brand new clients. I want you to feel confident. Well, in 2024, my revenue that came directly from email marketing was 36% of my whole revenue across the year. And my revenue for 2024 was increased 30% on 2023 results. So I'm definitely in a good position to support you. I've been told I'm the baby budget Facebook ad specialist because I can work with a very small daily budget or a large daily budget. It's really dependent on what you're looking for as a business and what your immediate goals are, that I can guide you on what is the best path towards success for your business. You can reach out to me at AussieOnlineGrowingOnShopify.com.au. In fact, you can actually put an appointment straight in my calendar. We can chat about your business for 25 minutes about what struggles you're having, what your immediate goals are, kind of the stage of business you find yourself at. I'm really excited to have the potential to work with you. I encourage you to head to the website where you can book yourself a free discovery call and we can chat about how I can support your business in getting the results that you need to grow online next. And seasonal, I do generally mean seasonal, like winter, spring, summer, autumn, but then maybe also Christmas, Easter, Black Friday, all sorts of things. So use this image and change it up and apply a seasonal sort of lens to it and edit it in some way. I love this next one. Do some hand-drawn elements. Canva or CapCut or whatever editing platform you use. Add something overlay on the product. Can you do a doodle? Can you hand draw stuff? Can you use arrows pointing to things? Can you add the unique selling points as little text bubbles that appear about why your product is better than everybody else's? Because now you're going to do the opposite in a fun way. So let's say you've got a product photo, you've added some bubbles. Let's do some bubbles. Add your unique selling points and they're going to appear as animations. That's now a video. Add those text bubbles, the same ones, but don't animate them. Download it. Now it's an image. Go back, duplicate that. Now add these text bubbles again or some arrows in a more fun, light-hearted way, like POV or a call out or propaganda I'm not falling for. Any of the sort of trendy online, whatever, like stuff. I'm not like trendy, you know what I mean? Like whatever suits your brand. But poke some fun at it. Can you do something a bit fun and lighthearted, which will totally connect with a different user than will the kind of the unique selling points and more factual statements? Maybe we're still using the same image here, all we're doing is editing it. So now you've got your bubbles on the same image that are more fun or lighthearted or point of view or meme type stuff. And animate them. That's a video again. Download that. Then you're going to do the same thing with those same bubbles, but don't animate them. They're static. Download it. It's an image. So you see how this is going to snowball for you. You're going to get more and more and more as you start thinking about it. We're just looking for the volume of creatives here that speak to different sort of types of people on Meta that Meta can now use. So the next one is upload it to a website. I love this website. It's called Pippit. It's by CapCut, and it's Pippit, Pippit.CapCut. And it will take your image and create marketing videos for you. And some of them are pretty funny, and a lot of them are terrible. But it just gets the juices going. You're like, oh, I know it. I'm going to do that next. Oh, I love that idea. That makes sense. Oh, that's a really great video. She did a really good job of that. Or it did a terrible job of that. But I could totally reshoot that video in 3 minutes myself using the idea that Pippit gave me. So Pippit is amazing. If you have really good product photos, which I don't have amazing product photos, I'd love to have a product photographer for my e-commerce store. I reckon that would be like well worth the money. But if you do have amazing product photos, I know some of my clients genuinely have amazing product photos, and I've suggested this to them, is upload them into Pippit. I've got the free account too. You can do a lot of this for free and get it to generate some marketing videos for you and see if you like any of them. But you can edit them. If you don't like them, you don't even have to use them. And then you can download them and use them, or you can use it as inspiration for what to do for your next image or your next video. So use Pippit. That's the next thing I want you to do. Open the app. Don't just listen to me and go to the next thing. When you set the time aside in your diary to do this work, open the tab in your browser and go to pippit.capcut.com and upload one of your product photos and see what it creates for you. And just see what sort of ideas that gives you and if you think any of them are worthwhile downloading and using. The last one that's kind of very specific thing, then the second to last one, is to add some sort of product review or testimonial into the image. So add it as a banner across the top of the image. So cut maybe a bit of the top of it off and put 5 stars with the customer review. Put it in a square right in the center of the image and do the same thing and write the customer review. Maybe if it came from Google or from Facebook and how long ago it was, put the person's name or a photo of them. So you're now using the product photo and you're going to change it up and write a review over the top. I did this for 2 of my clients last month in their Meta ads and did carousels. So the same image, then just duplicated it in Canva and swapped out the review on each slide, downloaded that and used that as a carousel ad. One of my clients is still running that on Meta. So you understand, it's like some of these ads will land. Some of these ads could become winning ads for your brand that you will then use to drive hundreds of sales over the next several months for your business. Many of them won't land, but you cannot get around the fact that Meta needs the volume to find them. You cannot you can't spend one day creating one image, one video. Give that to Meta to run in ads and try and use it for the next month, longer than a month. You just really can't. You really need to be creating variations of that and giving Meta just the sheer volume. It needs the volume. It needs the volume to collect the data And because there's so many more advertisers on the platform now, like so many more advertisers on the platform, costs are higher, CPMs are higher, your ads will fatigue faster, and you've got to compete harder to be in front of the right user. Which is why you need me. Please reach out to me if you need my support for this, and let me help your business through this for the next month. I work on a month-by-month basis, so you don't have to sign up to a retainer with me. Reach out to me. Let's do this work for you through, I don't know, like late August through September, get you set up towards Black Friday. Let's think about this long term and do this work. Spend a day, get your images sorted and edited, or get a video done, sorted and edited. Come to me, book a call, let me set the campaigns up for you. Let me do some top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, retargeting, Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. Get these ads tested and these creatives tested and get you some data and some results so you can find some winners and start to like get the ball rolling and get that momentum going, get that data in your pixel to start expecting consistent sales every day from your ads. So that's where we want to get to. We all want to be growing online and getting consistent sales every day from ads. And you get that way by doing this work. You only get that way by doing this work this year, genuinely this year. I feel this is absolutely not a 2024 thing. This is absolutely a 2025 thing. And I'm committed to the second half of this year. So it's critical work for my business, 100%. And I talk to my clients about how critical it is for their business. And please take that away from today for your own business. This is critical work. It's valuable, important work. It truly, truly is. The last one is do some meta variations in platform. So when I talk to you on other episodes about meta ads and the metrics and all the things it's trying to push you to do, like add, all these enhancements, and it's turning everything on by default and you have to go turn things off. Please check too. You need to turn them off multiple times. It makes me mad how often this happens. That's how often this happens is I edit an ad and I don't touch the enhancements and Meta flicks them back on again. I duplicate an ad that didn't have any enhancements and Meta turns them all on. I go out of the ad, then I go back in just to check everything is set up the way I need it to be, and I want to preview it and see if it looks all great. And then I notice Meta has turned on some of the enhancements again. Like, for real, this is so frustrating. So in this scenario though, in this example, I want you to test some of the enhancements that Meta has. They're genuinely getting a lot better. They were terrible last year and they have been improving more and more this year. One of my clients actually, one of his ads, one of the enhancements Meta suggested to the background was phenomenal. It generally was really good. It's not really seasonal. Like it's more of a summer image. So I feel like we're going to reuse that image later in the year. It actually did well for winter. I was surprised how well it did, but we could have got some more juice out of it had it been summer. But the image was really good. Meta did such a great job. I was genuinely impressed. So go and try some of the enhancements, and that is going to get you instant variations to your one image. You can do the AI enhancements. You could try turning on the call to action or turning it off. Try turning on the site links or turning them off. Change your copy and change your headline. So do a couple of variations with different copy, different headline. Add some emojis into your headline if you don't often, like 5 stars or something, or some little rockets or flames or whatever, sparkles, whatever suits your brand. Change the button from shop now to learn more. Change a couple of things in platform to get you some instant variations there again. That's going to test that one image that you have. Let me tell you briefly, I might have told you all of these, but let me skim, because I was also making an extra list for myself as I was putting this podcast episode together. I was scribbling extra things down as well that I want to try shortly. What am I going to do? I'm going to use some of my content with different objectives. So this is not editing the creative per se. This is more for me with my ad account. But instead of running a purchase conversion for the piece of content, I'll do video views or viewed content. So I'm going to use the same piece of creative and try a different objective. I'm also going to obviously use the same piece of creative to a different audience. This genuinely compounds. If I take, for example, one image, because this episode is about images, if I take one image and run it as a purchase conversion campaign, okay, I've got one image. I now do all of this work for a whole day, and let's say at the end of this, I've got 15 different images. So there's 15 different campaigns to test. Well, now there's 30 if I decide to do viewed content. So if I decide to then test all of these as well as viewed content, I've now got 30 campaigns. Well, what if I take this one piece of this one image I started with, and I now find a new audience, a new top of the funnel audience, a new interest. I've now gone from 30 campaigns to 60 campaigns. I keep track because I'm doing different objectives to different audiences. I should have got a calculator. One piece of content, I've got 15 variations, so 15 campaigns, 14 variations, 15 campaigns. Purchase conversion, I now do viewed content, 30 campaigns. I take those 30 to a new audience, 60 campaigns. What else can I do? I now take that image and use a new audience. In fact, I'm going to use a lookalike audience, 120 campaigns. Oh, I feel like my maths fell off the wagon at the end there. I don't know if I should have done double it like that. I think that's right. Look, it does grow. It's exponential. And there are brands out there competing with you who are doing this daily. For real, they are spending thousands a day on Meta. They are pumping out new creative every single day, and they have hundreds of different creative variations running. You need to be upping your game. You really need to be in the game to win the game. For real, like you've got to be doing this work to find the customers that you know are out there. Meta will find them for you. Generally, that is what they do. And they are better at it in 2025 than ever before. They definitely are, but it will cost you more money per result because the competition is fierce. Your CPMs will be higher and your creative is going to burn out. So you just cannot use the same image or the same video now for weeks on end or months on end unless you do creative, changes to it and edits to it and do some new fun stuff to it. That's what this episode is about, because I really want you to take away from this that you can indeed spend a day doing this sort of work and actually not like spend hours taking video or doing photos and ending up with like 3 at the end of a whole day. That's super disheartening. That's no good use of anybody's time. All of our time is far more valuable than that work. But you can do a lot of this work in editing and like hooks and filters and changes and text overlays, turning your image into videos and all sorts of stuff by doing some of this editing work that will now get you the volume of creative you need to succeed on Meta in 2025. And moving forward, this is not going away. Like, this is the way the platform is moving. We all need to lean into it and go with, there's no point fighting Meta, the beast. This is not. If your customers are there, Meta will find them, but we need to play the game the way they've got the rules set up. That's the way it works. So I'm resolved. I'm coming around to that, and I'm seeing some results for my own business in the last couple of months, really leaning heavy into this year. I shared in the last episode and many episodes this year that this is off the back of a keynote speech Gary V gave earlier in the year, Gary Vaynerchuk, that really hit home with me about content creation and how important it is this year more than ever. So this is one of the avenues I'm doing with editing existing videos and editing photos. And there's other ways too. We're looking for user-generated content and brand, content creators online as well, and all sorts of other things too, and trying to get better with my own skills with video and editing to try and really like get myself in the game this year so I continue to succeed. I don't want to shut my business down. I want to continue growing, and I'm sure you do too, and that's why you're listening to this episode. I hope this was encouraging for you. It will be encouraging if you go sit down and do the work. Like I said, please don't doom scroll more ideas on new content creation tips for your small business or ideas of videos to create, because you'll end up creating a mini cinematic feature with lots of cuts and transition. This is just getting the work done. Let's get this work done in the next week. Start these as ads, put them on your organic social media, book yourself a discovery call with me. Let me support you through this and get this work done and see some results for your business. See yourself further down the track by the end of like August or September than you are today. That's what I want for you. So reach out to me, book yourself a discovery call. Let me support you through this process for 30 days. Thanks for listening to my episode today. This double back-to-back 2-part episode. And as always, hey, keep learning. You can find me at Aussie Online, growing on Shopify.com.au.